Today I'm flying Air China from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia to Stockholm via Beijing. Air China offers much shorter travel times between Europe and Asia because they fly through Russian airspace, and their fares are usually amazing too. So is it worth it, or will I regret taking this path?
Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Ulaanbaatar Airport. If you've been following me on Instagram and on the Flight Radar channel, as I've been doing this Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia adventure with Hunu Air and everything, flying out here on Air China, then you already know some of what I've been up to. I shot a Flight Radar video about the route coming out. It was less of a review thing, but I did shoot some review-like pieces of that. So I'm not totally sure how I'm going to structure this video, which is going to be the kind of dedicated Air China 737 MAX review. You'll probably see some stuff from the previous flight because I had the cabin mostly empty on that one, so it was very easy to film. I'm not sure if it's going to be the case now. I'm about to head back from Ulaanbaatar to Beijing. I'm going to be there tonight and then fly onward on the A350 again back to Stockholm tomorrow. Day flight going back, 8 hours or so, probably with some pieces of the previous flight, the Stockholm-Beijing, layered into it here and there. So we'll see what we do with it. But anyway, here's your intro for the 737 MAX flight, which has a kind of recliner business class that is pretty decent. Hour and 40 minutes or so down to Beijing seems to be normally. And yeah, I'm still sort of mixed opinions about Air China, but the fares are so good, it's really hard to fault them. Super quiet, calm airport here. The last big Korean A330 left, so it got super quiet and calm. Anyway, time to board hopefully in the next 20 minutes, and we'll see what Air China's like this afternoon. Headed back to Beijing. Let's do it. Alright, I thought that was a very good, functional, pleasant experience on Air China's 737 MAX. For a flight of a couple of hours, you have pretty much everything you want. Nice, good, friendly, courteous service, reasonably comfortable seat. You don't need anything more than that for a couple of hours. Extra nice when it's quite an empty cabin, of course, and you have a seat next to you free. But very happy with it. Overall, kind of a 7 out of 10 experience. Nothing to blow you away, but plenty of nice touches too. And this airport is also seemingly always very quiet. I guess because they have the newer airport down to the south, further away, which a lot of airlines use. I'm not too up on my Chinese airports, to be honest, but you can tell that this is below capacity. Both times I've come through here at different times of day. This quite nice seat, good space, reasonably good storage, and nice champagne for the pre-departure drink. I skipped the tomato juice one that I got last time, which I can show you below. It's interesting, tomato, apple juice, and soda water? I can't remember. But I'm about to push back. Not too much later than they said in the end. There was no information, people milling around the gate. I thought, oh no, this isn't going to go well. We're going to be sitting here forever. But then some boarding announcement was shouted out in Chinese only. Fair enough, we're in China. Although it's not how I would do it if I was running an airline serving international destinations, but okay. Yeah, nice boarding, flight attendant, super kind, helpful, sort of above and beyond, like helping me with my heavy bags and the overhead when it's completely not necessary, asking if I want a blanket now or later, putting the slippers down, taking them out of the plastic, everything. Again, no menus, but at least I got to keep the menu for a minute so I could take a photo. So I will list out the actual menu in the description. Hopefully, if I forget, I often forget, just forgive me. There's a lot to do, and just shout at me in the comments, and I'll add it. And yeah, we'll see. I'm curious how the food is this time out of Beijing. Maybe it's better. That's the big test for me. Otherwise, 8 hours across Mongolia, Russia, back to Stockholm. It's still wild to me to think that it's the same flight time, basically, Beijing, Stockholm, as it is Stockholm, New York, some days. It's just weird. It just feels so much further away. But good news. And I'm looking forward to taking a nap on this flight. I'm tired after this week. Been a cool week in Mongolia, etc. But this Beijing transfer actually got me really tired out. Talk more about that later. Closing all the window shades. It was a bit much for me. I like a little bit of natural light, you know. Maybe a little later when we're all going to rest more mid-flight, but for the meal, I think it's okay to crack it a little bit. Went with my usual combo. Thank you. Champagne and Chinese Schweppes club soda. Seems to be a good one. That's my usual now. I have a usual on Air China after 2 flights. And we'll have some of the lunch, beef brisket, and I'll open the amenity kit. I did this on the flight over, so we might mix and match, but I didn't talk about it on the last one. My thinking is, it's boring when amenity kits just have a brand on them. I want them to have the airline branding, or better yet, airline branding plus brand, little collab, little X between the two. That's fun. Then it becomes like a collector's item. That's added value if you ask me. I don't know if most passengers would agree. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if that would be a real value added for you, or if it just doesn't matter if it's all about what's inside. Is it useful or not? The only kit that I keep using, that I still have in my bag that I use for other things, I put cables and hard drives in there, little hard drives, and that has really stood the test of time, showing no sign of breaking, super solid zipper, really nice case, like will last for years, I'm sure, is the China Airlines North Face yellow pouch, which is so good. I only wish it said China Airlines on it, but anyway, it's such a useful kit. And that's the only one of all the airlines that I've found really useful to keep and to take with me on every trip. So, airlines, you can do better. And this kit is especially not exciting, but I'm going to open it. We're going to look at it. We get some food now first. Amuse-bouche now? I guess we could call it that. I love the Air China branding on stuff. Anyway, they offered me seafood or beef amuse-bouche, and I chose the seafood, and then she asked if I wanted to try both, which is nice. I appreciate that sort of thing. Seafood one. Yeah, that's pretty good. The beef one requires the toothpick. Looks like eating a little frog or something, but it's just a vegetable stuck through a piece of meat.
We'll see if this holds true, but right away I would say the food is better out of Beijing than it was out of Stockholm. I figured they probably catered the airplane in Beijing for the return leg too, though. What do you think? Is that the case? Do they have space for that? Because it all seemed quite Chinese, and I don't know how you get that kind of thing in Sweden reliably. So maybe there'll be no difference, and maybe this is just random. Today is better than the other day. But those were tasty. I like the champagne they have. Paul Roger. Glad I have my hand out. The flavor is a little disappointing. It looks like it's going to be so flavorful, and then it's not quite. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's just sort of along the lines of everything else I've eaten on Air China. It's just kind of okay. I'm not complaining, but you'd think it might be a little better. This continues to be a 5 out of 10 dining experience. But again, I paid about 2,000 euros for this round trip, all the way to Mongolia. For that, 5 out of 10 dining is okay, I think. What do you say? Would you accept that? Or would you feel cheated, wanting better food? I think at that price, for business, long-haul business to Asia, I'm not too fussed about the details as long as it's lie flat, with space, not packed in next to someone, able to sleep. That's like, they've fulfilled the bare minimum there at that fare. It's okay with me. But it's good to keep that in mind. Understand the value of it relative to fare paid. Och nu har vi lite cheesecake och frukt. Like my Swedish? Didn't see that one coming, eh? A lot of people think I am Swedish because they see that I'm based in Sweden, and Swedish people can speak English just like this. It can be very hard to tell, but I am not, and my Swedish is poor, relatively. Typical story. American in Sweden, no incentive to learn it, but I have tried a little bit, like not to be terrible and to do the sounds. Thanks for your patience, Sweden. Anyway, dessert, cheesecake, fruit, basically the same as I got on the way out. I think dragon fruit is a different addition here. I don't think that was there last time. Let's have that. Dragon fruit, in my opinion, the most disappointing fruit. It looks amazing, especially the outside, the peel. Even the fruit is the meat of it is quite kind of pretty. Tastes like a bunch of nothing usually. Yeah, same as ever. It's a big con, dragon fruit. A nice name too, really exciting name. Yeah, I'll eat it though. I'll eat most things in the world. What I really don't like is melon. Just don't care for it, especially if it's not really, really ripe and perfect. That's really a waste of time for me. I will almost always leave the melon or cantaloupe or any variation. Watermelon though, that I'll eat. And this cake was pretty good on the way out, so I got that again instead of the chocolate cake, which was also an option. Again, real shame that they don't print menus for everyone. Probably quite a cost savings though, not to do that. I mean, if that means I pay 1,000 euros less for my fare and get some mediocre food, I'll take that deal.
So I slept a little bit, maybe mostly just kind of lay there listening to music. It was relaxing, but it was not the most comfortable seat. If you're not super tired, it might be hard to fall asleep in the middle of the day. But it was nice. A couple hours went by that way. And decided to get up and do a little writing on the laptop here. Nice and cozy environment. Hey, thank you. It's funny at this point, like I would have been really like embarrassed to be recording to the camera when flight attendant brought something before, but at this point I'm mostly over that. Just do it enough and it gets to be normal. Anyway, I asked for a coffee. They came right away. Rang the call button, which is in the IFE screen, by the way, nowhere else that I could find. You press the crew button on the menu on the left side, and it does the call button straight away. Anyway, she came within 5 seconds, and I asked for a coffee, and also asked if they had any snacks, like chips or anything, and she said, yeah. And then she went away, and she brought me back this plate of, there's no chips there, but there's various snacks, yogurt, Snickers bar, another kind of Chinese chocolate bar, looks like a Kit Kat, and some mint lifesaver type things. So that's sweet. I was hoping for some chips, but it's okay. Could live without it. So, nice little way to do a little mid-flight fika, a little snack coffee, and maybe do a little writing. It's okay. I'd say once again, average Chinese food. Nothing surprising, nothing too memorable, not too terrible either. This is consistent on their part. Fair enough. For a beer, I got a Corona. How's that for being born under a bad sign? Let me know if you got the reference. Interesting, Corona. Not very cold, which is not ideal. And I'm not sure if I've ever had a Corona without a lime popped into it. It really is not the same. Even the can shows the lime being popped into it, and I don't have that. A bit weird, right? To have a can with the image of the Corona bottle, the classic, with lime in it. You're not getting that here. I suppose I could ask for a lime and just stick it in the top here. Don't know how that would go. How sweet is this? Flight attendant just came up to me, we're about to land, and she handed me this. It has the flight info on it, and she said, this is a gift from Air China, it's for you. Yeah, it's like an upgraded coaster, the Panda. Super nice. Going straight on the fridge. think the verdict with Air China is it's perfectly decent, especially at these low fares that they're charging. Nice quick way to get to Asia, really nice service, that's the best part. Food, very middle of the road, but we can deal with it. I had a nice time flying Air China on these 4 legs. Would definitely do it again. Would try them in economy. Yeah, just overall, I would recommend it. Knowing what you're going into, knowing what you're getting. But the service is great, and that really makes a big difference. I was a bit worried about that, whether they would be friendly or not, and they really are. So, welcome back to Stockholm. Thanks for coming along on this one, and I'll see you next time.